looking more for like a fortune teller? Of
Possibly.
You know, usually at these type of things, there would be a fortune teller somewhere around. Go ahead and roll me perceptions to see how.
Alright, and without further ado, I am completely dumbfounded by all the X.
There's so much visual overload, and you're having a hard time with people passing in front of you, in front of the signs and everything else. You're having a hard time trying to figure out where anything is.
Mm-hmm.
You're like the little kid lost at the amusement park. Yeah.
Well, this is what I get for being in my hometown for 100 years. Not really going anywhere.
Now, if you two could do for me,
Mm-hmm.
if both Nakari
Mm-hmm.
and Rawl could please tell us a little bit about description of your characters. If someone was to look at you, not only what are you wearing, but what kind of aura did they get from you? You know, that type of thing. And like, what is your race? I mean, you're short, you're tall, you thin, are you heavy, or what? Muscular, anything you can do.
Let's see. About 5'4", blue black hair, gray skin, black eyes. Like a marking here. Jesus.
A marking. What kind of marking?
Just like a line.
Like a tattoo or paint or.
Not a tattoo.
Birthmark?
Just like, I guess so. Yeah.
Be a
just like-
birthmark.
yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's the best
A
way. I can
birthmark?
think.
And then tieflings have horns.
Yes,
So.
no ones. They're more like just kind of like horns that go back this way. I
Okay.
guess.
Oh, okay.
And you have two of them.
Huh?
You have two of them.
Yes.
It's always good to know.
Yeah.
I mean, you
That's
know,
good.
Some people have multiple
Two
horns.
horns that come out and go swept back.
I might even have rows of horns.
Like I'm not doing like a Darth Maul type thing.
Yeah.
or it could be a
The little
unicorn.
little
you
tiny
know?
ones.
I mean,
Little tiny.
an evil unicorn, but a unicorn nonetheless.
Yeah. Those are a thing.
Like, and you're talking about clothing and stuff now too, or
If someone was to glance on you, you know, not necessarily every detail of your clothes, but
Okay.
what they would visually see just looking at you. Big bulges of weapons or armor underneath type of thing, you know, like weird shape, like you can tell there's armor or anything like that. Maybe you're not wearing any armor. I mean,
No, I'll have. I mean, I think I have just. Oh God, I have equipped just 2 short swords, and I guess some simple like leather, kind of top and bottom, and then just
Okay.
like wolf fur or furs like here, and on like the legs and stuff as
so
well.
you have fur along, like bracers.
It's part of yeah, bracers, and the same thing on the legs as well.
Okay.
That's
And
all I can think of right now.
and are your swords hidden? Are they kind of more out in the open?
They'll be back here, so I guess they're.
They're
sort
on
of
your
like-
back?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just for my sake and for our listeners, if you could just kind of describe, so if they can't see you. So that's what I'm saying. Instead of pointing to your back, just to help out.
No, that's
So-
good. Helps me figure out
okay,
what
so
she's
you have
supposed to look
so
like.
you
too.
have them near your back.
Mhm.
All right. And are you muscular, or
I'm lean. I'm light.
you're lean and
Yeah, so I've got tone.
tone? Okay.
Yeah. But not like
You got
not
definition.
like stacked or
You got
anything.
definition.
Yes.
Okay.
Disposition.
I'm sorry.
Your disposition.
Yeah. What kind of aura are you throwing off? Besides this whole tieflinger thing, but
Besides the devil.
I mean, you have
person
big
thing.
smiles on your face, or what's going on with this?
No, I have just it's general like disinterest and like how do I resting bitch face I guess would be the best
Resting
type of thing.
Nice.
Would be the best way to describe it. Like I don't want to fuck with nobody. I don't want anybody to bother me. Kind of
Right.
like that. So
Go ahead, make my day. I haven't killed anybody for 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's a record.
All right.
Currently, that's all I got,
We
sadly.
got a good feel for this thing. You're getting a little bit of birth around you, just like, people, even though they're like crowding, knocking into people, when people kind of look up, they go, oh yeah, okay, let's step to the side a little bit. Just give you that extra inch or two of just between you and them.
Like 3 feet, no.
Oh, mommy, it's gonna kill me. Just give it your cotton candy. Run.
Distracted.
Now, what about Raw? What do we see with Raw?
I'm sexy as hell.
You're sexy as hell.
I'm about 5'10" or so. I'm pretty lean. Some small definition, but nothing ridiculous. I'm in leather clothing. I've got a hood.
Okay.
For all appearances, I look human.
Okay.
Except I have incredibly dark skin. Like, my mom could have been a drow kind of dark.
Ooh.
But still no elvish features. I still look pretty much 100% human. Like I said, I'm
Male?
pretty good looking. Yep, male. I'm pretty good looking. I appear outgoing. I feel approachable.
Okay.
I sound like I'm lying right now.
I look
Free
terrifying,
candy,
but
come
yet,
on.
but yet very approachable.
Yeah, you could have a cup of joe with this guy.
Before he stabbed you.
I have
Maybe.
dark. Actually, it's almost like an ash gray hair
Okay.
that's tied back in a loose thong, probably mid-back length.
Okay.
And you see a rapier openly carried at my hip. But, I mean, my hands are at rest. I've got a nice pair of gloves, and I should be enjoying my surroundings.
Okay.
Did you remove your horns, or do you still have horns?
He's got a hood.
You would have no idea
you
that
see his
I am
face.
100% human as far as you're concerned.
Yeah.
So, but now the thing is too, is just because you have a dark tone to your skin does not mean, it looks like you could be drow, but you have no elvish features, and it's
Right.
not uncommon to see, especially with humans, they come in a variety of colors. So, as far as this area is concerned, there would be a mixture, because right now it is gathering, sucking people in from
God
long
knows where.
distances.
Makes sense, yeah.
So
Yeah.
really, other than being a hunk, you don't really stand out. As anything odd.
If you took a look at me, you might be a bit attracted. May want to say
Right.
hi. And I seem like I'd say hi
The bearded
back.
lady comes over.
And I totally flirt with her, 100%.
It's like, hey.
Yeah.
You like elves?
I got no problem with those.
I like elves, but I like the looks of you.
Not too bad yourself.
Is this your significant other?
No, she's a dear friend, actually.
She
Twirl the
rolls her
beard.
fingers in her beard. I just want to say that I am all natural.
Excuse me.
There's
Oh boy.
Well, I'm actually in town on business right now, but
Really?
if I find
Where are
some
you
free
staying?
time, I'm
now
not even
now
sure.
I'll give the two of you an option for where you'd like to stay.
Okay.
You got a little more clout. Where
What-
would you like to stay?
What is the most expensive inn in the area?
There's only like 3 inns, and we'll go ahead and say it is the silk sow.
Silk sound.
It's more of a farming town,
So nothing too crazy.
yeah. And as far as it goes, it is it's a nice upscale for these parts. Probably looking at, like, say, upper middle class. You'd expect merchants to come through here, especially those that are dealing with buying large amounts of produce of some sort to bring in from one town to another, buying and selling. So your high rollers. So
Well, we have a room over at the Silk Sow. Like I said, I've
Oh.
got some business to conduct, but
Oh, really?
if I find some free time, maybe I can grab a bottle of beard oil and help you out a little bit.
Oh my god.
she pulls out a card. You don't know where she was keeping said card,
Oh jeez.
but apparently she is an elf with sizable assets.
Cool.
And
Oh,
she
fun.
hands you the card.
I will
and
take the
s-
card.
and says, "Just
Flip the
ask."
wrist, Gone.
I imagine the card is potentially quite damp.
He beat me to it.
Yeesh.
Hey, he said it's the middle of the day in the summer,
Okay.
and you don't know where the card came from.
Perception check.
Let's see what-
That's better. 17.
17. While the card was not necessarily damp, the card had an elegant, flowery aroma to it.
Ooh.
That's interesting.
So,
Yeah.
from the bearded elven lady.
Mm.
Well, you know, it was
Mhm.
at least stored in a decent place.
At least well perfumed.
Yes, well perfumed.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so bad.
Now, what about Serena? Serena.
Mm-hmm.
What is Serena? What do we see with Serena?
Serena, myself, I have a humanly body, but my skin is all scaly. I have the features of a dragon. I am gold. I have blue eyes. And she is a female. She is really, really tall. 6 foot to be exact.
Pretty tall.
Yes.
At least so far in the party. I don't think we've got
Yes.
anybody taller than you.
She is dressed in a really royal looking robe and has a staff that is shaped like a dragon on the top, and it's just
Okay.
going down. The whole
Wings or a
just
wingless
just
dragon?
just a wingless dragon.
Okay. Kind of more of your Oriental
Dragon
style.
like head and neck.
Mhm,
essentially.
the head and the neck,
Okay.
yeah, and it just goes down, and it has beads coming from
So
it
what
as well.
color is the dragon?
I'm gold.
No, but your staff.
The staff is black.
A black.
Yes.
Ooh. Does it have eyes?
It has red glowing eyes.
So the eyes actually glow?
Yes.
What?
Wow.
Okay.
Fancy.
And anything else we should know about it? What are you exuding personality-wise, or
I'm
Or
very,
just by looking.
very worrisome about the people around me.
so you
So
kind
she's
of
I'm
sketched
very,
out.
I'm sketched out. I'm very, like, proper.
okay, but you're wary of everybody around
Yes.
you. and how so? You got people that are bumping around you.
I'm always like making sure everything is
Check your
still
pockets.
there.
Always checking your pockets.
Pulling the cloak a little tighter, and
Yes.
you know,
Making sure everything is secure.
yeah. Okay, more kind of
Like,
hands
I'm like
around your
this.
waist.
So yeah, yeah,
I'm doing this with my horses
she's got
coming
a
with
horse, yeah.
behind me.
Now,
Oh.
now, you would know that where you are right now,
Mm-hmm.
you could not bring your horses through
Okay.
this crowd. There are places to board horses.
Okay.
So most of the stables in town are
Mhm.
jam-packed. So you may have been lucky to get your horse
I was
into
say
one
what-
of those places.
Okay.
Otherwise, it would have to be out in the many pastures that are around
So,
here.
With how, I guess, well off you are, I imagine you were able to secure a stable.
Yeah.
And get, probably some good grain for your seed. Steeds? Steed?
Steeds.
Steeds. Okay. All right. And again, it's been an interesting day. And you've done a lot.
Very, very.
You know?
I was very worrisome about
Exactly.
the
A lot of
the
people around
many
here that
little
are very
people on
weird
top of each other, bumping
and
into me.
worrisome.
Very worrisome.
Now we go over to Grim. What do we see with Grim here?
He's a bit pale-skinned. He wears dark, like black leather, almost like a trench coat.
Mm-hmm.
Usually keeps most of his face, or most of him covered. Tricorn style hat. He's like I said, not quite like a scarf over his mouth, but like, at least like around the majority of his neck area. He's very like dark hair. He's very standoffish. Like when he's walking through the crowd, he's just kind of like, not necessarily pushing people out of the way, but he's making his way. He's making his own path through the crowd.
Right. You're being forceful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
But not knocking people.
No, not
out.
not knocking
Okay.
people over. And rather than be like a large, bulky, like muscular, he seems more agile, but he still kind of throws his weight a bit for his size, and he just seems very like standoffish, just kind of. He seems to have an agenda. Here while he's here.
Okay.
How tall?
About 6 foot.
So a little shorter than Serena is.
She is 6. You said you were what?
About 6 foot. I put 6 foot as well, so about
Okay,
same
so
height.
same height.
Wow.
I thought you were 6'3", right?
I'm 6
No,
foot.
6 foot.
Oh, I thought you said 6'3".
No, I'm
sorry.
6 foot.
6 foot.
That'd
All
be
right.
pretty crazy.
She's rather short for a dragonborn.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah. They start off at 6 foot.
No, Serena.
God damn it.
I mean, you can call me that.
That's fine.
That's fine.
We're cool with this.
Just put an A at the end of it. Jesus.
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 Now that brings us to
Jesus.
Parkeen.
Perkins.
Perk, man. You
It's
gotta spell it
Elvish.
Yeah,
It's
you had to
Elvish, man.
Perkin,
pick the
Perkin, I'm
weird
sorry.
name.
How do you spell that?
P-E-R-Q-E-N.
You can nick anybody.
Whatever. It's Elvish.
P-E-R-Q-E-N.
P-E-R-Q-E-N.
Yep, just had to make it weird.
Just like it doesn't sound.
It's
Just like-
Elvish.
just like it is not.
It's Elvish. What do you expect?
P-E-R-Q-M.
You got guys being called Moonbeam, for God's sake.
That would have been easier to pronounce.
So,
But then I'd have all the high elves laughing at me.
so Perkin.
Probably.
Perkin.
This is true.
Probably.
Now, when we see you, what do we see with Perkin?
All right. Well, under the somewhat finely trimmed blue cloak,
Mm-hmm.
you see what could easily pass for a farmhand elf, one of the boys next door, quote unquote, as he's got well-worn leather armor from a few months' travels, and at his hip he's got a short sword, a mace, and even a light crossbow with some.
On his back, a light crossbow.
That'd be where you'd have to place.
All right.
I mean, you got to think about something.
Like
that's-
crossbow's about that big. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, at the back, yeah. So
Yeah, just strung on. Like,
I say
over
heavy
your back.
crossbows are like that. Like
Yeah.
it's a
light crossbow, yep.
it's a big piece of
And
wood.
Your hips are only so big.
Or
Around
are
his
they?
neck is
The hips don't lie.
a holy symbol of
had it in my
Coralon
head, and I was like,
Lothian,
do
the
I say it?
Protector, and
What does that holy symbol look like?
crescent moon.
A crescent moon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes. And other than that, even though you got this elf here, he exudes like this down-to-earth mentality, like to where you could be like one of the guys walking through the neighborhood and
Like an elf you'd want a beer with?
I'm gonna say, are we talking that? Or are we talking like, whoa, man, down to
Goddamn.
earth? Like,
It's kinda
like you could actually
what
talk to him
level-
without
what
without-
level of down to earth are we talking about?
like you could actually talk to him without him turning up his nose or
Oh,
something.
okay, fair.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So,
Because he's not like one of those
not very
elves.
elvish at all.
Yeah, not very elvish at all.
Well, maybe like wood elf, yeah, but
Yeah, wood elf. That's what I am,
no,
actually.
I'll say high elf would be more along the lines of like,
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
A little bit selfish.
how
Huh.
dare you speak to me?
Yeah, don't tell me how many times I get chuckled out of a freaking room.
I'm sorry.
But yeah. And people wonder why I started like to travel, man.
Aw.
But I had other reasons. But other than that, he's just kind of minding his own business, and so long as things go smoothly, he's perfectly fine with going with the flow.